Good evening and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. My name is Brendan Fitzpatrick. We start tonight with legislative matters as a public hearing was held by the Framingham Charter Review Committee during their meeting last Thursday, May 23rd, regarding their ongoing process to suggest changes to the city's home rule charter. After months of work, those proposals have to be sent to the City Council for review by June's end. Those suggestions include ideas aiming to offer more transparency on legislative and financial matters, additional opportunities for residents to give their thoughts on the development of the annual operating budget, and tweaks on the procedures to fill vacant municipal positions. Most public comments offered during the hearing were in approval of that work conducted by the committee. Another aspect that received support on Thursday, the pitch that would lead to the creation of a Chief Climate and Sustainability Officer in the city. Founder of Energize Framingham, Amy Powelka, believes that a position focusing on policy and planning advocacy, similar to ones in other municipalities across Massachusetts, would benefit Framingham.
I think they'll be a key player in strategic and long-range planning, in helping the city to really assess the costs of action and inaction for particular clean energy and sustainability policies, and really to help engage the community to develop equitable policies.
Meanwhile, Susan Craighead, the Charter Review Committee's vice chair, reiterated that the group took all input related to changing the City Council's composition seriously during the review process. Some in the group were in favor of changing the makeup due to what they saw as ineffective representation, though the Charter Review Committee voted in January by a 5-4 count to keep the City Council at its current setup, 11 members, including 2 in an at-large role.
I don't think that the issue has as much to do with how the representation is structured. The city needs to figure out how to engage, people in the community better, and particularly people on the South Side, because if you look at the races that we've had, they weren't contested.
While the group's recommendations have not yet been finalized, Chair of the Charter Review Committee Adam Blummer said that initial thoughts from city councilors on the work have been, quote, pretty supportive. An update now on the ongoing stormwater project over at Waushakum Beach, as construction is underway in the area. Liz Caprillion of the group Friends of Waushakum Beach shared recently on social media that stormwater is now being filtered away from the pond itself and into a trench. City officials have explained that the project aims to reduce pollutants getting into the water, which results in unsafe conditions and beach closures. The final completion date for the stormwater runoff project is still to be determined, according to Caprillion. In the meantime, water activities there are now permitted again after the Massachusetts Department of Public Health dropped their health advisory at Waushakum late last week. A bloom of cyanobacteria, sometimes referred to as blue-green algae, was detected in the water on May 8th. Going forward, state officials recommend that residents be aware of cyanobacteria blooms. They occur naturally in fresh water, but can exponentially grow in certain conditions, especially during the summer. These blooms often result in a bluish or greenish color on the surface in a substance that's hard to see through. Those who come across a blue-green algae bloom should refrain from contact with the water and avoid ingesting it. Cyanobacteria can lead to skin irritation or illness in humans, but it can potentially be fatal to pets like dogs. State and local health officials will provide any other water advisories should they come along. A traffic calming request has been submitted by residents of Edgebrook Road to the Framingham Traffic Commission, as citizens have cited concerns regarding speeding, traffic volume, and overall safety. Neighbors in the area say elderly citizens, young kids, and attendees at the church along the road, which is off of Edgebrook Road and Brook Street, are put at risk by other drivers. Those worries were echoed by District 3 City Councilor Adam Steiner, who represents half of the road alongside District 4's Michael Cannon. A letter penned by Steiner was read by Traffic Commission Chair Brinsley Fuller during Tuesday's meeting.
My personal experience is consistent with those of the residents of this road, that it is frequently being used as a cut-through for drivers looking to save time on Edgebrook Road. This problem will only grow worse as the central Edgebrook intersection goes through various stages of construction over the next few years.
Recent studies from the DPW and the police department show that average speeds did not exceed the 25-mile-per-hour limit along Edgebrook Road, but residents were still adamant that enough drivers proceed through at dangerous speeds. In fact, about 10% of the roughly 1,500 drivers tracked by the DPW earlier this month drove through Edgebrook at least 30 miles an hour. Cannon praised residents for coming together to get this matter addressed.
It's been, really impressive, I think, for us both to see the neighborhood come together in a way that's not only expressing a desire, but willing and able and meaningfully going through the process of what's required.
The Traffic Commission passed a motion to have the city's Engineering and Transportation Division look further into this situation. City officials are seeking applicants for a trio of municipal groups. One opening on the Framingham Planning Board through the end of June of 2027 is available. The 5-member group oversees local development, reviews matters related to site planning and permits, and facilitates blueprints from land use, housing, transportation, and more in the city. Applications for the seat are due on Saturday, June 8th. Meanwhile, a pair of seats through June of 2027 again are also open on the Framingham Police Advisory Committee. That group connects community members with the city's police department in order to boost public awareness on safety matters, provide feedback on police programs, and to make recommendations to officials such as the chief of police and mayor. That application deadline is Saturday, June 22nd. Finally, the Framingham Disability Commission is in need of people to fill 2 spots, with terms once again running through June of 2027. The commission assesses the city's compatibility with accessibility laws from both the federal and state levels, while also advocating for the inclusion of those with disabilities in all community activities. Most members of the committee should have disabilities themselves, according to city officials. The deadline to apply there is Sunday, June 30th. Applications for all of these municipal groups can be found at the Form Center on the city's website, www.framingham.ma.gov/formcenter. Summer has unofficially begun here in Framingham, and developments across the city continue to pour in. You can stay up to date with the information that matters to your community by logging onto the latest source for local information, www.theframe.news. More details on the stories you'll see tonight, along with in-depth features that we've covered recently, can all be found there. Be sure to subscribe to our email newsletter to ensure that you never miss a beat with us. Also, we're curious to hear about what else matters to you and what stories you think should be covered here on The Frame each week. Whether it's a notice on a local event or a municipal matter that you want to learn more about, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. You can do so by phone or via email. Give a call to 508-216-0003 and leave a voicemail, or send a message to The Frame at accessfram.tv. We'd love to hear from you. When The Frame returns, as May marks Mental Health Awareness Month, a look into the Pets and People Foundation, a local group that connects residents with therapy animals. Our own Mackenzie Wright went out to learn more about the important work that the organization does. Stick around. We'll be back after this.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back in. Now, May is recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month. The United Way of Tri-County, which provides critical mental health services like Call to Talk, a 24-hour, 365 days a year crisis line, recently hosted a Hope Blooms event at their community garden along Park Street in downtown Framingham. Hope Blooms brought together mental health organizations and services from all over the community to inform and support residents, including a little help from our four-legged friends. The Pets and People Foundation, a nonprofit which specializes in animal therapy, was there to melt away anxiety and other stressors with lots of love. The Frame's Mackenzie Wright spoke to Pets and People's event coordinator, Serena Keating, to learn more about how pets can help navigate our mental health challenges. This is our weekly focus.
Look at that mustache stroller. Everybody's going to love you so much.
It's just a way of kind of being in the moment, being happy, letting things go for a minute, and just bonding with another living creature that has no agenda other than, please love me. Come here, come say hi.
Make no mistake, as much as this pup is loving these pets, he's on an important mission.
Very calming. It's very soothing. It's a non-judgmental, non-biased contact where the animal is there just to provide a connection.
This handsome schnauzer goes by the name of Ruger, and he's Serena's pride and joy. Serena rejoined Pets and People, which has been around for 35 years, 3 years ago. She was a member back in the 90s and has seen firsthand the positive impact Pets and People has on communities across the Commonwealth.
It was like, it melts away your stress, what's going on kind of in the outside world, and for a moment, you're just being with a wonderful furry being that just wants to be loved.
Serena and Ruger are just one of several teams within the Pets and People Foundation, a nonprofit volunteer organization that provides pet-assisted therapy visits throughout the greater Boston area. Emily and Jackson are another team.
I've always found dogs, in particular mine, but I think all dogs, to just really be very intuitive creatures. I feel like they know what people need, know when to give a little bit more. And in that way, I think they, again, are super, super special creatures. It's something that I think like most human beings don't know how to do, but animals seem to figure it out.
Emily and Jackson, along with Serena and Ruger, go to all different kinds of facilities and events to bring cuddles and comfort, from hospitals and nursing homes to other care facilities, universities, and schools.
I have a school, as a matter of fact. I started doing a reading program with them a couple of times with little first graders. And again, it's non-judgmental. They're all different. You can really see it when you sit down with the whole class. You can see the different reading levels. And so they're able to read at their own pace. They move the book around so the dog can see the book. It's the cutest thing ever.
I mean, it really is hard to actually put into words. In particular, I found at this memory care facility that we go to, there have been a couple of individuals that we've interacted with who are nonverbal, like they really do not speak. And the people who work there, who care for these people, have actually been brought to tears a couple of times because these people have started speaking to Jackson, saying, "Oh, puppy," and it's just so beautiful. Sit down. You need to just stay there.
Emily and Jackson are fairly new to the Pets and People Foundation.
I've always wanted to do this. It's kind of been a lifelong dream for me, and it kind of took me a while to have the time to do it and to be, to be able to put in the energy to do it. I found the foundation on their website. I reached out. We did one of the seminars where you kind of learn exactly what the test is, where you're going to certify your dog.
It starts with an animal who has a calm disposition and temperament. From there, the seminar Emily was just referring to touches on the fundamentals that teams need to be up to speed with, from proper grooming to necessary obedience, skills, and training. Once owners get a basic understanding of what their pets need to work on, they can train and prepare them, so Pets and People can then test and certify them.
We have the events. We have all sorts of facilities. We don't have enough people to fill them.
Serena told me they get inundated with requests, and it's painful when they have to turn events away because they don't have enough volunteers. So Pets and People is putting out a call for more volunteer teams. Serena and Emily agree that getting involved is truly rewarding.
I think for me, Jackson has always brought me so much joy, and it's so nice to be able to bring other people joy. And so to be able to bring smiles to people's faces, I think really is something that we both love.
I love sharing my dog because he's such a great dog. I think the volunteers, they all feel the same way. There's such a sense of satisfaction and even pride, that your pet is able to do this. It's a feel-good thing. But you are making a difference. So we'll keep doing it.
Thank you for that, Mackenzie. Now, an interesting fact for you. It's not just dogs who make great therapy animals. According to Serena, Pets and People has 7 certified therapy cats as well. Pets and People has about 100 teams, but as you just heard a few moments ago, they're in desperate need for more people to accommodate the many event requests that they receive each day. If you're interested in getting involved, you can visit their website at petsandpeoplefoundation.org. Now, during that Hope Blooms event at the United Way of Tri-Counties Community Garden, State Representatives Priscilla Souza and Jack Patrick Lewis were in attendance for the placement of a special plaque in honor of those that have been lost to suicide. Lewis told attendees during a press conference that on a legislative front, both the State House and Senate are committed to fully investing in social-emotional learning and making sure that mental health resources are available in Massachusetts, especially for young residents who are struggling. Other ideas include printing the 988 hotline number on all student IDs or potentially sending social workers alongside police officers to emergencies. A reminder that if you or someone you know is struggling with your mental health or are in crisis, you can reach out to the numbers on your screen to get in touch with someone from Call to Talk. Again, they're there to listen and help 24 hours a day, every single day of the year. The United Way's community garden on Park Street will soon be full of freshly grown vegetables after construction began there last summer. The garden, which is maintained by volunteers, will provide fresh produce to the United Way's Pearl Street Cupboard and Cafe, which is also located downtown by the garden, and help feed those in need throughout our community. We want to take a moment now to remind you to check us out on social media. You can tag us on Instagram as well as on X. Both of our accounts there can be found at @framenews_. Tag us when you're out in the community and follow us for local updates. New episodes of The Frame are also uploaded to Access Framingham's YouTube channel. Just hit the bell icon to be notified when they're posted every week. We're on Facebook too. Search for The Frame to find us on there. Before we step aside for a moment, we'd like to let you know that The Frame is an initiative of Access Framingham, your local community media center located along Vernon Street by the Center Common. AFTV's mission is to engage, serve, and enrich the community through new and traditional media, and membership is open to anyone who works, lives, or studies within the city. Recently, AFTV was at the Framingham Public Library's main branch on Lexington Street for a faculty recital put on by PAC Metro West. Zach Surapine was on the violin, while Beth Surapine played the piano. Let's check out a clip from the performance now. Welcome back. Let's see what else is happening in Framingham as the Memorial Building will soon be sporting an LGBTQ+ pride flag. The city will be commemorating the start of June, which is Pride Month this weekend. An event will be taking place in front of the building on Saturday, June 2nd from 2 to 4:30 p.m. There, the Pride Progress flag will be raised, and officials such as State Representative Lewis will be on hand in recognition of Pride Month. Meanwhile, the Metro West Regional Transit Authority will be launching a pilot route in Framingham this summer. Beginning Monday, June the 10th, riders will be able to get transportation from the Framingham Center bus stop on Vernon Street to Waushakum Beach, with service to the city's MBTA station, Framingham State University, and the Buckley Apartments provided as well. 7 Framingham exclusive loops are also being added to the morning and evening schedules on Route 7. For more details on summer transportation services, visit www.mwrta.com. Framingham High School will be hosting their Civics Fair on Monday, June 3rd. Junior students have been working on presentations regarding topics on the municipal and state levels alongside their history teachers, while also reaching out to local leaders for insight and an understanding of how political systems function. And finally tonight, next Thursday, June 6th, marks the 80th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy in France during World War II. Now known as D-Day, the largest sea invasion in history, helped lead to the Allied victory in Europe by 1945. In commemoration of the 80th anniversary, the Framingham Veterans Council will be holding a ceremony that evening. The event will be taking place at Veterans Memorial Park at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Members of the public are invited to attend. That's all for this week's Framingham News in Focus. For our entire team here at The Frame, thank you for spending time with us tonight. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.